Hi everyone, are you ready to dig into the numbers for Pataskala, Ohio for August 2025? I hope so, because here we go. Again, this is the residential numbers for Pataskala for August 2025, and it's pulled from the Columbus MLS. So the first one is the number of listings, and you can see the number of listings here. It continues to increase. The number of solds, however, is decreasing. So you see this widening gap between list and sold homes. All right, so we'll see that kind of come into play in the days on market or the absorption rate rather. Okay, so the listing prices, I think you would remember I was talking about this huge gap that we saw last month. You can see that they have closed the gap a little bit, so the list and the sold prices are much more aligned than what way they were last year or last month. Okay, so rolling into the absorption rate in months, you can see that we continue to climb. We had a little bit of fall off in July, but we are back up to almost 3 months of inventory. At 4 months, that's where I consider it a balance, to where the sellers do not have more negotiation power than the buyers. So we're definitely moving closer to that. The list to sold the list to sold ratio, that continues to track very close to 100. Most of the markets around here do. So there's not much to show on that particular chart. Days on market, let's see. So the average days and the cumulative days, they're pretty much right on. So, but it's over 30. It's been over 30 the last couple months. So out of the markets that I've looked at so far this month, this is the highest number, but it's nothing to be concerned about. It's just, if you're getting ready to list your home on the market, make sure that you list it strategically priced and you're doing everything you can to get it marketed. And if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out, because I have my marketing kind of nailed. I know how to market a house. I kind of have had a lot of experience in marketing, right? So anyway, with that said, just make sure that you do all of those things if you're getting ready to market your house or sell your house. And if you're a buyer and it's been on the market for more than 30 days, just know that you might have some negotiation room, especially if you're dealing with a motivated seller. Okay, I don't talk much about price volume because, that's just a wonky number if you ask me. Okay, so the average days on market, I talked a little bit about that already, but I wanted to compare it to where it was August of 24, and we're up almost 40% to where it was last year, and then 35% for year to date. And then let's see, the absorption rate, you can see the increase here. Year to date though, we're up almost 50% to where it was last year. And then the sold, so we're up almost 8% to where it was last year, and 4%, which is year to date. So that's a pretty nice increase. So, if you're a buyer and you're looking to get in the market, this number is hard to keep up with, when you think about what a lot of companies are paying you or what you're getting in your raises. Sometimes it's hard to match what the homes are increasing with what you're getting at work. So anyway, just a couple things down here in the way that homes are priced. So this is actually the solds. So you can see that the number of solds, 10 here in that 300,000 to 400,000. Last year it was 20 though. So I think that's kind of interesting to see what a big difference that is. But we are seeing, we saw one more in the over 500,000 active listings. So if you're getting ready to list and you're putting your house at over 500,000, you've got quite a bit of competition here. Same thing with the 4 to 5. So if you are thinking, okay, I want to push into the 4s, well, you might want to think about, the competition. Of course, there's a lot of competition in the 3s as well. But, if your home stands apart from most of these ones at like 375, it might be something to consider. And then if you're in the high 2s and you're wanting to push to 3, well, you might be up against some pretty heavy competition. And of course, if I were working with you, I would split this down into a much more segmented number so that you can find that sweet spot. So anyway, I hope this has all been helpful. Sheila Howell, Red One Realty, simplifying your real estate journey.